Hi guys, this is Tech. This is another jQuery tutorial, and we are going to be looking at the HTML selector. So what we're going to be doing is two parts for this video. The first part we're going to be selecting the HTML and from the body and alerting out to the user, and the second part we're going to be appending on some HTML using jQuery. So let's get on with the first part. So we need to have our scripts included on our page, which I've done here. If you haven't, then I'd do it now. And then let's continue. So I've already inserted some HTML into the body, just random HTML. So I have a heading, paragraph, and an input, and that should be what's outputted to the user. So let's go and do it. So in our JavaScript library, I've got document.ready function. So when the document is ready, we're going to do this code, and I'm now going to create a variable called display _HTML, and I'm going to equal that to give that a $sign for jQuery, and then open brackets. I'm going to select the body, and we need to select the HTML inside the body, so I'm going to put .html with brackets. That's a jQuery function. It's not too different to the JavaScript way of selecting HTML, so JavaScript way is doing inner HTML, but so jQuery makes it a lot easier, so you just put HTML. And now we're going to alert that out, so alert display _HTML. So I'm going to save that, go into our index and run it, and we should be displayed with exactly this, or alerted out to us exactly this. So let's run it, and we've been alerted out the HTML inside the body. As you can see, it's also displayed on the page, so that's normal. So now we've mastered selecting it. Now let's append on it. So let's get rid of this HTML right here, and let's give this button an ID. So I'm going to give it an ID of button. Actually, let's not even bother giving an ID. I'm just going to use a type selector to do this, and then once we've clicked it, we're going to append some HTML into this div right here. So I'm going to give it this ID as append, and what we're going to put inside here, we are going to put some text with some CSS formatting using jQuery. So let's do that. So when this is clicked, we're going to append some HTML. So let's get rid of this here. Let's start a new jQuery, and we're going to put input square brackets type equals button. Let me just get rid of this message. Oh, it's gone. And let's do that dot click. So when the button is clicked, now we've only got one button on our page, so I can use a type selector. If we had more than one, I would have to use an ID, and to do that we would put hash and then the ID name. So when it's clicked, we're going to run this function. So let's find div ID, that is append. So $hash append .html, so we're selecting the HTML of the div, and now we're going to insert some HTML. So let's put some quotation marks or some speech marks, whichever one you want. I'm going to use quotation marks, that's what I usually use, and then we insert the HTML inside here. So let's put a heading inside there, and let's just put HTML successfully appended. And let's in that heading, and let's just make it red. So style equals color. So now we've inserted some HTML, well, appended on some HTML, as you can see in the jQuery here. It should work out in the index. Let me just go on to settings and change it. So where's our JavaScript? single string. I'm going to change it to red so you can see it a lot better. There we go. So when we click it, we're going to append on the append div and give it this HTML here. So we should come up with this message with h1 and color red. So let's do it. So I click it and it's appended. So that is how we do the HTML selector and how we can use it. Thank you very much. Be right back.